Since the Bulls began winning championships, the only other team in the league to take a title was the Houston Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon and company were NBA champs in '94 after beating Pat Riley's Knicks in '7. And Rudy Tomjanovic's team made it a repeat the next year, sweeping the Magic, as Olajuwon was joined by his former college teammate, Clyde Drexler. Now the Rockets are taking a run at another title, and they've got a 6-time champion on their side. Former Bulls Scottie Pippen has now joined Olajuwon and Charles Barkley on a front line that features 3 of the 50 greatest players in NBA history. Hannah Storm spoke with Pippen on Friday night.
You've always been a superstar, but so unusual in the fact that you've been a great complementary player, a guy who's willing to do whatever it takes to ensure that the team win. It seems like that concept will serve you well here because you are playing with 2 of the best NBA players in history.
Well, I feel like it will, and it gives me an opportunity to still contend for a championship, and that was the most important thing that I looked at when I made my move out of Chicago, is that I'm able to go to a contender and, go play with some guys who are dedicated and know how to win. And, I'm not coming here and trying to take over. I realize that this is Hakeem's team, and hopefully I can step in and fill some of the void that they need.
2 years in a row, the Rockets so close, yet eliminated by the Utah Jazz.
We got a nice little nucleus, but we need a star to push us to that next level. And, a guy like a Scottie Pippen is the perfect guy.
You and Charles spoke a couple of weeks ago about the possibility of you coming here. What was that conversation?
We just sort of spoke briefly, just sort of let him know, reiterated that, hey, I'm coming to Houston, and I'm looking forward to you being there. I want Charles to have a championship ring. I want to see Charles be successful. I want to see him leave the game with a championship ring, because he's been one of those players that has been so close and been so dominant throughout his career that, he's deserving of one.
A lot of the money talks that have taken place have turned off a lot of the fans. But if there's one player who I think even the casual fan realizes deserves to make more money, it's you. And I don't think anybody would begrudge you the big contract that you've signed. What does that do for you mentally now to know that you're being compensated fairly?
Well, it's great, Hannah. I tell you, it's a situation that I waited for throughout my career. But, I know I was obligated to that contract, and I felt obligated to finish it out and to give my best and to show people that it's not about playing for the money all the time, but it's the love that you have for the game. Even before Michael announced his retirement, I knew that I was taking a different route than returning to Chicago.
So even had Jordan come back, and regardless of what Jackson would have done, you still wouldn't have returned?
I wouldn't have returned. I still feel like that there's some type of relationship there between me and the Bulls, but it would have been very difficult for me.
Did Michael Jordan know that you had no intention of returning?
Yeah, he pretty much knew it. We talked tremendous amount of time throughout the season, and we sort of had that vibe, that feeling after the season that, it was pretty much our last time together.
You knew then after Game 6 that that was it?
Yeah. It was a little bit emotional at that time, but I knew that was it. It had been a great amount of years there. The fans there, they're wonderful, and I think they realized that it was time for a new era for me.
Could the Bulls have won a few more? Will you ever look back on that situation with regret?
I don't think I'll look back on it with regret, but I will always have in my mind that we could have won more championships. I didn't see that any team could have beat us back then.
Think it all ended too soon?
It all ended too soon, but I'm still in the position to start it back up.
Okay, Doug, with Pippen in the fold, do the Rockets get their 3rd NBA title?
Well, Bob, I think there's a lot of questions to be answered. First of all, Scottie Pippen is a great, great player, but I think you have to talk about injuries. You have 3 players who are coming off surgery when you talk about Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Olajuwon. And you're talking about a new style of play. Scottie Pippen is used to advance that ball on a fast break, push it ahead, playing the triangle system. Now he's going to be playing where he's going to be pushing the ball, throwing it to Olajuwon, cutting through, spotting up for 3-point shots. And I think there's going to be a tremendous pressure on guys like Brent Price, Matt Maloney, Bryce Drew to make shots, because when you play with the Rockets, they get the double teams, and 3-point shooting is a major factor. So a lot of questions there, but they do have a great chance.